Hey, my name is Jen Melody, and we're going to talk about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie 2. So, I used to have another channel that mostly talked about Sonic content, and I hid it because I was embarrassed of it, because people bullied me at school, and now I really just don't care. I love Sonic the Hedgehog, whether it's bad or not. I don't really care about your opinion, and I want to talk about it. So, here we are. No one subscribed to this channel, but I don't really care. I just want to get all my thoughts out, right? Right. Okay. So, let's talk about my history with Sonic the Hedgehog. So, the first thing I came across that was Sonic related was actually the Sonic X Math Leapster game because my parents thought that video games would rot your brain at the time, and I wasn't really allowed to play with any of the consoles that were out. So me and my brother had Leapsters, and my brother got the Sonic X game for that one day, and I would borrow it. And yeah, I just loved it because I loved all the colorful characters, even though it had math in it. And that was technically the first ever Sonic thing I came across, which is funny. Um, and then I think after that, the next thing that I came across was Sonic X. Only the best Sonic cartoon ever. Don't fight me. I know everyone hates Chris and all that, but there is something nostalgic about Sonic X for me. Watching it on 4Kids, and then also that's the first time I came across Shadow the Hedgehog, my favorite character in the entire world. Um, he's the reason why I am obsessed with tragic villains to this day. So Shadow the Hedgehog, it's your fault. I am obsessed with Loki Lawface now. So yeah, I just really thought he was a cool character. I've loved him since I was a kid. And then after that, I'm pretty sure the next thing that I came across, it was a few years after that made me officially like a Sonic fan, like forever. I'm never leaving. Was the first actual Sonic game I played was Sonic Colors. Now I know that there's a lot of mixed feelings about Sonic Colors. Some people love it, some people hate it. But I personally love Sonic Colors. It was the first Sonic game I ever played. I love the music. I love the level design. I know a lot of people think it's easy, but it's perfect for me because I am not a person who plays video games a lot. Sonic the Hedgehog is really the only video game series I play consistently. And I know some people will think that's sad, but I don't care. So, yeah, I thought that the easiness was okay for me. I understand that it probably should be harder. Um, and I have played Sonic games that are definitely harder, so it's fine. It just takes me longer to play. But yeah, I thought it was fine for me. And I thought it was a really fun game, even though the story is really silly. I don't really care. And I think Roger Craig Smith and Colleen, I forget her last name, but I think they did a great job voice acting. Mike Pollock, of course, always nails it. So yeah, Sonic Colors, the first Sonic game I ever played, and still one of my favorites. All right, so let's get back to talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. So when I first went to watch the first movie, I was really nervous because of course, the first trailer looked awful. They changed the character design, but I was kind of worried that this movie was just going to be like the Alvin and the Chipmunks kind of movie. Because it was kind of a fish out of water plot, and I was not too into that. But thankfully, on Valentine's Day, when I watched the movie, because I was a sad single Pringle, um, it turned out to be really good. It was really funny. It was just really fun to watch. I liked it. But now I was nervous because, ooh, it's a sequel, and sequels don't always go down well. But this time I thought the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie was even better than the first one. Mostly because now that everything's been set up from the first movie, we can dive into more references and more lore and add more characters. So I'm going to talk about what I really liked about it. Let's talk about the new characters, Knuckles and Tails. Probably the best they've been treated in a while. because I am not a Sonic Forces fan, and they've mostly been like just side characters for a while, and their personalities have been very shallow and not what they used to be. So in this movie, I was so happy to see them back to what they used to be. Knuckles was hilarious, honestly. Some of his jokes were the best. And I loved how he was gullible, but he wasn't like dumb. And like his backstory was really sad. I was happy to know more about like the Echidna clan or tribe, um, and how their disappearance affected him, and how he really has a good heart. He's just misguided. And yeah, I thought Knuckles was great. I think his voice actor did a brilliant job of voice acting him. It was different, but it was very Knuckles. Um, I thought, of course, Colleen did a great job voice acting Tails. I thought Tails was adorable in this movie. So cute. Um, yeah, and he was on the front lines doing stuff. He hasn't done that in a while. He was using his gadgets to help Sonic fight. He had the tornado. He was doing the stuff together with Knuckles and Sonic because they're a team, and it was so good. And I really love that about this movie. They really made me love my second favorite character, Tails, once again, and that has been a while since I've really loved Tails. And it made me love Knuckles even more. He's never been really one of my favorite characters, but this movie made me really appreciate Knuckles. Alright, so the next thing I really liked was that finally we got some Sonic lore. And I really liked that they mostly talked about the basics of it and then put a little tiny spin on it because it's easier for people to follow. The Sonic lore is very notorious for being confusing and not making sense at all. So I'm very glad that we just went with a nice linear line. So basically, they described it as the Master Emerald was created by fusing the Chaos Emeralds together, and the Echidna tribe and the Owl tribe disagreed on who should get the Master Emerald because the Owl tribe wanted to protect the Master Emerald from falling into evil hands. The Echidna tribe didn't like that. There was probably misunderstandings, and yeah, basically they wiped each other out over the Master Emerald, which I thought was very similar to like the vibes of SA1's lore, which is why I liked it, and also I liked the description of how the Master Emerald came to be. I thought that was really cool. The Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds looked great. And of course, before I say this, spoiler alert! If you are a Sonic fan and you haven't watched this movie yet, go away. Um, if you are a normal person that's just very interested in the Sonic fandom now and want to watch this movie to get into it, go away. All right. Now that we got out of the way, Supersonic was introduced to this world because of the Chaos Emeralds. Of course, you can't have the Chaos Emeralds without Supersonic, and I absolutely loved Supersonic. He looked so good on screen. The way they animated him fighting was so good. It was such a hype moment, and everything about it was just superb. And of course, I love that they added the fact that even though Sonic was wielding the power of a god, he had such a golden heart that he did not change at all. He stayed Sonic, and he gave up all that power to have time with his friends and to protect the Master Emerald from other evils. And I find that great. I was so happy that Supersonic was in this movie, and I'm so happy that the Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald got their time in the sun. Alright, now I think I'm going to talk about some smaller things that I loved about the movie. First, I think I need to talk about Eggman. Jim Carrey did a fantastic job. He really played Eggman like he was losing his mind. I really believe this man had lost his entire brain because he was crazy. But what I loved about him was he wasn't just funny, he was terrifying. I thought that he could actually destroyed the world in this movie. He was portrayed as smart. Um, he hasn't been portrayed smart in a while, which is funny because in the Sonic lore, he has a pretty high IQ. He can build some terrifying things. So I really appreciate this movie, like giving Eggman a little bit of threat. And of course, I also enjoyed Agent Stone. I think that's his name. Um, I really do believe that Eggman and Agent Stone are in love. Like, how can they not be? They and I think the movie's aware that most of the fandom ships them together. And all of the jokes that had to do with Stone and Eggman were just so funny, and I really love the addition of Agent Stone in the series. All right, now we're going to talk about the human characters in this movie. Now, I may have an unpopular opinion because a lot of people I know don't care for the human characters. They thought that their scenes were a little too long, blah blah blah. But honestly, I don't really mind them. I really like, at least I'm gonna call him Donut Lord because that's his nickname in the actual movie. He's probably my favorite because I really like found family tropes. And I really like lone wolf and cub tropes, which is basically a man who didn't think he was going to be a dad all of a sudden becomes a dad. I love that trope so much, and that is what's going on with Sonic and Donut Lord. And I thought the scene at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, again, leave this video if you haven't seen it. The scene at the end of the movie where Sonic finally calls him dad is really, really cute. I really like his wife, Pretzel Lady. Pretzel Lady is amazing for just deciding to invade a government building to save Sonic, Tails, and her husband. And I absolutely found, I forget her name, Rachel. I loved Rachel in this movie. She was so funny. That whole scene where she was like ready to murder her husband, who is secretly a GUN agent, was so funny. Me and my brother were dying in the theater. Honestly, didn't mind the human characters. I thought they were okay. The GUN agents were pretty silly and funny, which is, they're silly in the video games, so I thought it was perfect. So, this is an unpopular opinion, but I like the human characters. All right, so next I want to talk about the Easter eggs that I noticed. I didn't notice a ton, but I did notice three, and I really appreciate these three. I noticed that the coffee shop that Agent Stone works in at the beginning of the movie, and that where Eggman's lab is located, is called Mean Bean. A reference to Eggman's Mean Bean Machine, which is a game that probably not a lot of people have played, but I know about. So that was really cool. I noticed that the plane um, that the GUN agents come on, or helicopter or whatever, says SA2 on it because of the helicopter that Sonic jumps out of at the beginning of Sonic Adventure 2. That one was probably my favorite that I saw. I loved that one so much. And I should have probably saw what was coming later that I will be talking about, but I didn't. So I'm glad I didn't though. And then the last one that I noticed later after I watched the movie was that when Eggman is playing his evil music in his robot, right? It says that he's listening to Crush 40. And if you're a Sonic fan, you know that Crush 40 is one of the most beloved artists that made some of the vocal themes for different characters in the series, different boss battles, all that stuff. So, yeah, if you're a Sonic fan, you love Crush 40. That's just how it works. So, yeah, I love those little Easter eggs. All right, I'm going to be talking about what I really want to talk about this whole time. I'm warning you again, if you've gotten this far in the video and you haven't watched the movie, I really, really suggest that you leave, all right? Thank you. But I'm going to be talking about spoilers right now. All right. So that after credit scene, right? I am the hugest Shadow the Hedgehog fan in the world. I love SA2. Again, when I saw him for the first time in Sonic X, I fell in love. Like, I love his character so much. I always will. And to see him on the big screen for the first time and getting confirmation that there will be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie 3 with him starring in it is amazing. And I have so many questions. For one, he looks so good in the after credit scene we saw. My boy looked so good. I literally started crying like in the theater. My brother looked at me like I was embarrassing, which I probably was, but I don't even care. But I have so many questions of like, will his backstory stay the same? Is Gon now the new main villain? Is Maria canon in that world? Are we gonna see her? Like, how will the tone change and how far will it change? Who's going to be voicing Shadow? I'm really curious if it will be a new person like Ben Schwartz or I keep forgetting. Idris Elba, I think his name is the guy who plays Knuckles, or will it be a previous voice actor like Colleen? She played Tails in the past. Will it be one of the many Shadow voice actors who have already played him? I don't know, but I'm very excited to find out. And there's just so much you can do with Shadow and his backstory and his story. I'm sure it's not going to be the exact same like it is in Sonic Adventure 2 because his backstory is very complicated. And Sonic Adventure 2, I mean, these movies are not about getting the games perfect, they're about getting the main idea and the soul of the games and then putting their own spin on it, which I'm perfectly fine with. But yeah, I just have so many questions of like how this is going to work and what the story's gonna be like. Like, I'm just very, very excited. And since they did such a good job with SA2, or not SA2, sorry, Sonic the Hedgehog movie 2, I have faith that the new one, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie will be pretty good. So I can't wait to be buying my tickets to see the third movie in theaters. And I can't believe that's so crazy. Never in my life would I have thought that Sonic the Hedgehog will be getting 3 movies. Isn't that crazy? Oh my lord. Anyway, yeah, that's what I wanted to say about the after credit scene. I'm very excited. It's the summary. So to conclude this video, I really liked this movie. I thought it was so fun. I thought it was funny. I thought the story surprisingly had stakes here and there and was a little dramatic, but that's Sonic. I think that's the summary of Sonic. I really loved it. Sonic fans everywhere are raving about this movie. They're proud of this movie, and I'm very happy for the people that created this movie that they were able to give something that Sonic fans could really appreciate. Because let me tell you, it's hard to win Sonic fans over. Sega is very aware of that. So, yeah, and yeah, it was a kids' movie, so it had some really cheesy moments. It had some pacing issues. But other than that, overall, I think the positives outweigh the negatives. Um, and that's what I wanted to say about this whole thing. What do you think the next movie is going to be about? How they're going to incorporate Shadow's story? Will it be a little bit darker than this one? Are you excited for the new video game? Because I know I am. I'm very excited to see what the new video game has in store, whether it'll be good, bad, just okay, what the story will be like, what characters are going to be in it, what voice actors are going to be involved. Let me know what you guys think, and should I do more Sonic videos? Should I go back to my roots and make a new channel of Sonic videos, or should I let me know what you would like me to talk about? I'm a huge nerd, so I'm into all different things like anime. I'm really into Star Wars and Marvel, and I'm really into Six of Crows. I really like books. If you guys like to make me talk about the books I'm reading. What else am I into? I'm really into Supernatural right now. Yeah. So let me know. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.